I'm actually very relieved to come back to a country that I have really fond memories and is very sort of close to my heart. I've always loved performing in Mexico and seeing everybody here. I've had a huge amount of support, so I thank you very, very much for being here today to talk about what I'm about to do next.
Que ella está muy feliz y muy agradecida por estar aquí de nuevo en la Ciudad de México, que es una ciudad en la que se le ha apoyado mucho, y pues ella está feliz de estar hablando con ustedes ahorita sobre los conceptos que va a tener.
Hi.
Hi, Sara.
Hello.
Para Hechos, Antonio Castañeda. Sara, en el 2015 cancelaste tu viaje al espacio. Muchos especuló acerca de que si era publicidad y para que en aquel tiempo Dream Chaser tuviera pues mayores ventas. ¿Qué tan de cierto es esto? Porque nunca revelaste en sí esta cancelación del viaje al espacio. ¿Qué pasó con ello? La canción que te hizo Andrew, ¿la cantarás en algún momento? ¿Saldrá a la luz también esta canción? Gracias.
What happened with your travel to the moon?
Oh yes, I knew this, so I better get it out of the way.
And what happened with the songs? ¿Cuál era el nombre, perdón?
Dream Chaser.
Dream Chase, made
just,
to you?
just ask what is the first part of the question,
Oh,
so I'm clear.
Your trip.
Oh,
to
my
space.
trip to the space station. Well, it's to cut a long story short, and of course I am under all sorts of NDAs with the Russian government, but I passed all my tests. I was nearly finished my training, and then a few things happened which I can't talk about, which were nothing to do with me, where I had to sort of discuss with my family whether it was a good time for me to go to the international space station, and we decided all together that it probably wasn't the right time. So it doesn't mean that this can't happen in the future, but for now it's been put on hold. But the beauty of it was that I learned some incredible things there, things that one wouldn't normally learn in a normal life, because it was about the training I had to do, what I learned about myself, how human beings can achieve wonderful things that they can't even imagine. So there were great things that I came out of it with, and of course, sort of creatively, it was an amazing thing to be involved with, because I wouldn't have had my Dream Chaser album, I wouldn't have had my Dream Chaser tour, which was incredibly successful. And although it was very sort of technical and more science-based in the look of it and the feel of it, it was definitely something that wouldn't have happened had I not gone through this whole thing of wanting to go to space.
Ok, bueno, ella dice que ella realizó todas sus pruebas para este viaje, pasó sus pruebas físicas, pero ella decidió que no era todavía un buen tiempo para viajar, porque tenía otro tipo de situaciones en las que por decisión de ella fue la que no quiso realizar el viaje, pero ella sí hizo todo el protocolo para poder hacer ese viaje.
Spotify or Apple Music, we saw tons of songs like overproduced with a lot of auto-tuning in it. So my question is, what do you think about it? It's something very negative for the music industry or something positive, because we are seeing the big music industries are get rid of musicians and great singers to give space to this new talent. But they are a lot of produced. They don't have a lot of talent, like a lot of musicians before, like in the 80s, in the 90s, and even in the early 2000s. And what's your opinion? It's something like it's something positive for the music industry, or will give a big crisis to the music business? Sorry.
Yes, it's a difficult one. I mean, I don't feel that I, like many people, know the answer. But all I can say, like you are saying, that a lot of artists that have been very established and musicians have suffered hugely because of it. And of course, for the new generation coming up, it's all they know, so they deal with it in a way that is not so easy for us who've been in the music business for a long time. But often, I think, looking on the bright side of things, change can be a good thing, and sometimes it's ugly for a while until we find a way through this. And I think that all the mistakes, and probably people not taking note of what could have happened in the future, to musicians and to music, because music is like a food to us. It's incredibly important for human beings to have beautiful music, and music that's thought about and had money put behind it, because obviously we have to keep orchestras going, and many other musicians. But I think they will probably learn by their mistakes, and things will be put right slowly, but it's going to take a while. So it is a difficult time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bueno, lo que ella respondió realmente es que habla sobre la industria de la música, que hoy en estos días es un poco difícil mantenerse, es un poco difícil tener como digamos ese camino durante toda la carrera, trayectoria musical, tanto para músicos dentro de la industria y el negocio de la música. Y entonces, pero ella cree que es bueno continuar trabajando, tener digamos un objetivo y estarlo revisando constantemente a futuro para que puedan realizarse un trabajo mejor dentro de la industria y dentro del negocio musical.
A tu vida personal, ¿nos puedes contar un poco en este tiempo que pasó?
She said that what do you do at the time when you released your album on 2013 and now 2018? What do you do in that time?
2013 to 18. Well,
Yeah.
I did a huge concert tour all over the world, which was called Dream Chaser. And then I went into space training for many months, nearly a year. And then when I came out of that, I actually wanted to take time to make this next album hymn and to work out how I was going to move forward. So I did a lot of work and training on my voice. I did a lot of research into finding songs which were very uplifting, would work for the hymn album, using choirs, different types of musicians. I travelled to many countries to do the research and to work with different choirs. And I also put together this new concert tour as well. So that took up, I've done a lot in those years. And also I've gone around the world doing a lot of concerts, not necessarily a themed concert, but just classical concerts everywhere. I know the world is a small place, but it's also a big place to get around and be an artist.
Bueno, ella dice que estuvo haciendo bastantes cosas, entre ellas su entrenamiento para la cuestión del espacio, pero también estuvo viajando en diferentes ciudades para recolectar gente que le ayudara a su producción de esta que sacó en 2018. Estuvo viajando para poder recolectar tanto músicos como gente que le ayudara para su disco, y estuvo haciendo selección de canciones para poderlo preparar. Digamos que fue un tiempo de preparación para él.
And my second question,
Yes, sorry. Very easily, so they didn't see any difficulties in any way, and I certainly didn't feel it. I enjoyed every moment.
Dice que en realidad no piensa que haya ningún problema. Los rusos que la entrenaban decían que no iba a tener ningún problema, y ella sí lo sintió, no creía que iba a haber ningún problema físico, específicamente sobre su canto.
ahora que tienes libertad con la apertura de tu disquera Angel, donde grabas tu primer álbum de Ariel y ahora ¿qué tanta libertad y cómo cambia la forma de musicalmente hablando y el estilo musical de Sara Brightman?
Now that you have some freedom from your record label, how does it affect you? How would you do? How many freedom do you have to do your new producing?
Sorry, how many what do I have?
Now that you have so much freedom from
freedom.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So So the question is, now that I have so much freedom to do what? Sorry?
With your musical productions,
Yes.
how does it change now that you have much more freedom with your label record? How does it affect you?
Oh, I love freedom. I've always created freedom in my career for myself. It doesn't necessarily mean that people or your audience will understand it immediately, but I think for artists it's incredibly important to have freedom, because then we can truly be who we are and create what we want to create, because that's part of our spirit. And actually, I know myself, when I have loved other artists and other artists' music, art, whatever they're choosing to do, that it's in a way a part of their spirit that I'm seeing or listening to. That's the parts that I'm enjoying. So I try to be very, very true to that. So freedom is probably, in an artistic sense, is incredibly important.
Me encanta la libertad, especialmente para los artistas, los ayuda a expresarse mucho mejor, pueden hacer lo que quieran, se sienten más cómodos.
Because they were asking permission to do it. So, but when I first heard it, of course it wasn't a way that I would have done it, but I thought it was great. And you know, the great thing about people coming in or other...
Would you do something like that again? And here in Mexico is the option, or anywhere else in the world?
Well,
Hola Sara, escucho tu música desde que era niña, me gusta mucho y te quiero preguntar sobre si vas a hacer algún concierto como el que hiciste en Viena en una catedral. ¿México puede ser la opción?
actually, the filmed event I did of him, this last concert, we did in Bavaria. But to tell you the truth, we tried to do it in Mexico, in one of the opera houses. And unfortunately, at the time we needed to do it for our release, the opera house, they weren't able to give us that time because I think they had something in rehearsal there. So we did desperately try to do it in Mexico. So maybe that answers your question.
Ese concierto lo hicimos efectivamente en Bavaria, pero de verdad intentaron hacerlo en México. Estaba planeado hacerlo en México. Desafortunadamente los tiempos de la sala de conciertos no pudieron conjugar y no pudo hacerlo en México, pero es su intención, su firme propósito hacerlo aquí.
So you were our first choice.
Era nuestra primera opción.